I got you, people. So the problem now in the world with the United States, they put in another problem, and right, and the people, right, because the people always suffer when the government starts doing crazy negotiations with foreign country and demand stuff. Now Panama is involved. Now the United States are looking for problems in Panama, right? Being that Panama again is independence in 1903, and at that time, well, we got to go back because we're talking about the Panama Canal. We're not talking about the independence yet. But right, the Panama Canal was getting built by the French, and it was already a war going on, a revolt between the Colombians, is it the Colombia, and the Panamanians. Before, Panama was a complete country, but it had separated and created Colombia and Panama. These people were all the same, but it looks like they had a revolt. They didn't agree with what the French was doing. The Colombian side didn't want the French to build any canal there and try to take control of the resources or gain, make money out of this Panama Canal. So it was revolt, but looks like the Panamanians won or whatever. So the French tried to continue and build this canal, but it didn't make it because they was running into problems with disease like malaria, mosquito disease, and yellow fever. And most of the workers there, the majority of the workers were all Panamanians, and they were all, poor individuals, from rural areas that were working there, and mostly 20,000 of these Panamanians died trying to build this canal, which didn't succeed, right? It took them like 9 years since 1880 to 1889, 9 years, and the canal couldn't be completed at that time. In 1904, the United States stepped in, and since it was more advanced during that time, they had proper machines and all that, the Americans got to build the canal. It took them 10 years, right? So since they completed the canal, the Panamanians gave the United States rights to the canal, right? But it wasn't ownership. It gave the Americans the right to use the canal. But now the problem is that the United States had gave their rights away on the Panama Canal back to the Panamanians, the governments, and its people, because of their sovereignty, independence in 1903. Oh, it was 1903. In 1904 is when the construction began. So anyway, being that said, the United States relinquished their rights to the Panamanian Canal. Now, the United States wants these rights back, or wants full ownership of the Panama Canal. You believe that? A canal that's built in a foreign land, on people's land that you built, and they gave you rights to it many years ago, but you decided you don't no longer need these rights, and you don't want to bother with this Panama Canal. Not let you know that you need it and you can make money out of it. You want to force the country to give you the Panama Canal back. Just like that. Why is it that the United States thinks that they just could go around and ask for things and people got to kneel down? And yes, master, you can have it. You can do whatever you want. Just like that. It's not going to happen anymore. We got to stop trying to tell other countries that what we say, you got to give, and there's no discussions about it, and there's no debating about it. And we want it, you have to give it to us without no conditions on it, right? So that's what's happening now. The United States wants the Panama Canal and is threatening Panama to return this canal. How could you build something in a foreign place, in a foreign land, and you want to keep it? It doesn't work like that. Nobody you know, as simple like I was saying anymore. People have changed, and people don't want to be bullied anymore by the United States of America. Even people in America is already tired of the United States bringing problems to the citizens of Americans. I just don't know what's wrong with this country. Thing is also that, right, here in America, they talk about that, but the people that really live in America, the indigenous people, don't live free, right? Everybody else could come to this country and walk around free, but an indigenous Indian cannot walk free among the land that was here way before the Europeans got here. People, things don't make no sense, man. You gotta understand that America got so much hate because of things that they do. They think they're superior to everybody. You must have been superior back then, but this way of thinking is outdated already. Nobody cares. People want to live in peace. You know, you have discovered what you had discovered. You had slaved what you needed to slave. You have made money. Your grandkids inherit this wealth. I don't know what is it that you want more to conquer. You have conquered enough. It's time to let everybody relax. Imagine if people will go back to their country, you know? And most people will be glad and live peacefully in their country. But the so-called Americans now that left Europe and here in the United States can never go back. They have no ties with their past countries anymore. They just don't understand. They don't click. Even Europe and the Caucasian people here don't understand. They don't get along. Right now they're fighting with each other. And that's the UN, right? The United Nations, the European nations, you could call it. They have trouble with their own selves now. They have conquered so much. They brought people from other countries in their countries, and now they want them out. And it's going to be hard to get them because they already built a generation. They built a life there. It just don't work like that anymore, people. And with that, I let you go and you think about that.